Hello, my name is Robert Allen, and this is a replay actually of a call that I did last night, but the sound quality was so terrible that I'm reshooting the call. So welcome. This is technically the call that should have been on June the 1st, 2015. This is actually June the 2nd. We're going to be talking about the book that I'll be releasing at the RX convention. This call, by the way, is called GoldMiind.com, GoldMiind.com. Or GoldMiind is the call. We're here talking about how you achieve success in RX. And RX is a brand new company. It's 3.5 years old. Fantastic company that markets nutritional products. If you're watching this for the very first time, obviously you might not have heard of RX before, but you will. It did $32 million of sales in its very first calendar year, 42 in the second, 75 in the third. That was last year. And this year, we're on track to do about double that. It's just exploding in growth. I just got back from China, where the Chinese are rapidly excited about RX and the products. We have incredible health products. We've got a water bottle purity product. We've got these products you see over my left shoulder here. We've got the product that's changed my life, and that's in the last few months. I've lost 45 pounds. So you see a different Bob here than you used to. So if you're part of RX, welcome, and you know how exciting it can be. And if you've not joined RX yet, then whomever invited you to watch this call, go back to them and say, yep, I'm in. So right now I'm going to show you a PowerPoint that, first of all, I've got to make sure that I get the technology. Oh, here's the PowerPoint, and hold on just a second. Technology. I want to share this with you, this PowerPoint. And it's a PowerPoint that I showed you previously in a previous call, if you've been watching. This obviously the image that you see here is the logo for RX. It's two infinity symbols together, and this is the photos of me sharing with you about the product that RX markets. These powerful products called Slenderix. And when you take the Slenderix products, there's two bottles that you take. They look like this. There's two bottles. And you take that with the Pure Nourish drink, which is what I do every day, what I took today, as a matter of fact. The weight just drops off. Of course, you have to have a mindset that the weight's going to drop off. And you have to, of course, be a little more careful with what you eat. But the bottom line is, once you take those two drops, the weight drops off and your desire to eat drops away. And that's kind of like the best part about that. So here is the growth of RX and how powerful it has been. And it's going to go to 1 billion. Just mark my words on that. Within the next 5 years, I predict this will be $1 billion a year company. And there aren't very many in our industry that do that. You know, in the network marketing industry, there are maybe 5 or 6 biggies that have been around for a lot longer. And we are just exploding in growth, and it's going all over the world, and it's going to be one of the legends. This is a legend in the making. You can count your stars on that one. So I'm excited about it, as you can tell. Now, my goal is to help you invite people to come into RX and for you to be able to teach them. Remember, the goal is for you to be able to, let me say that a different way. In network marketing, what you want to do is to make it so simple and so duplicatable that anybody can do it. Anybody in your downline, no matter who they are, no matter what their skills or lack of skills, that they should be able to share this product with anybody. Of course, watching here on these calls, anybody can do this. Anybody can watch and learn. What I'm trying to teach you is how you draw out the lessons of personal growth and the lessons of financial growth and freedom, and teach people how to do this in the way that I'm going to show you how to do it. So the 4 surprisingly simple steps to success is the book I'm going to be releasing at the convention 2 weeks from yesterday. And the book Grow is about the exclamation points you're trying to grow in your life. You want to go from a question mark to an exclamation point, don't you? And the four skills that will teach you how to do that. Is how do you aspire in such a way that you actually start moving towards what you want? How do you anticipate the challenges and make a commitment to be the hero, to climb and achieve like you've always wanted to? Ascending on a daily basis and making that happen so you can achieve your ultimate dream, your ultimate lifestyle 5 years from today or less, living the ideal lifestyle with more love, more money, more time, more health, more freedom. That's what you want? This company will help you get it. And I want to share with you how to do that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this image, but the Aspire image, there are 4 of them, will show you how to lay out and teach an ordinary person how to think about success. Now, this simple image, this pictures you see here of the smiley face and the frowny face and your name and everything else you see here, it is a way of introducing somebody to the concept of their own personal dreams. And we have discussed this in several other calls with you before. I'm not going to go into detail on this one today. We're going to actually go into detail on something about the money side, but the personal growth side is about aspiring to get what you want, anticipating, and actually drawing it out like this, the journey that you're going to take from the bottom left to the top right for you, where you go from your before story to your after story. And don't you want an after story that you're proud of? I do. And therefore, this simple image you see here is how you teach it to somebody else, how you ascend to the top. You take the daily steps that'll get you there. And there are lessons to go on this particular slide, but I'm not going to share them with you today. They'll be all found in the book. It'll be an ebook, very inexpensive, something you want to give to lots of your friends. It'll be very, 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 very basic, very non-promoty. I think you'll enjoy it. And then finally, to achieve is to have a groove of daily, yearly, and 5-yearly goals. And frankly, I don't use the word goals anymore. I think goals are a weak concept. We talk about dones instead of goals. But the bottom line is, I'm not going to go into great detail on this discussion today. What I want to talk about and to go into greater detail is the shockingly simple path to financial freedom. And RX is a shockingly simple path compared to more difficult ways of making money. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to invest an average of $25,000 to $50,000 to launch a brand new business and have 95% of the businesses you launch fail, as the way the failure rate of entrepreneurship is in the world, if you want to invest lots of money and lose it all, then I would say, great, go start your own business. But if you want to be one of the few that not only launch a network marketing business, but succeed at it, because there's failure rates there too. Network marketing has people who try and fail because the cost of getting started is so cheap. It's so inexpensive. For less than $1,000, you can launch yourself, and sometimes much less than $1,000, less than $500 in some cases. Bottom line is, for very little money you can launch. There'll still be failure. Yep, many people will fail because they just don't follow through, and they don't do the 4 skills I talked about earlier. They don't aspire. They don't anticipate. They don't ascend, and they don't achieve because they don't have those skills. But when you have those skills, then you succeed. And the bottom line is, it takes you to this next level of entrepreneurship where you can grow the money, and that's the bottom line. And growing money is where you become the farmer. You're a farmer, not a hunter. You're not trying to kill game. You're trying to grow crops. And the 4 skills of growing a crop are to cultivate. Yeah, you have to get your field prepared to planting. Then when you've prepared the field, then you plant. You sow. And then you nurture those growing plants. There's work and weeding to do. And then is when you harvest. And those 4 skills are the skills I'm going to teach you over the next month. These images, I'm going to go through them quickly. Cultivate is the first one. sow is the next one, nurture is the third, and harvest is the fourth. All of the images you see here, I drew. Anybody can draw these images. I had my artist copy what I did and put it in a cleaner version here. But the bottom line is I want to teach you how to draw these same images. As you see them right now, they're all complete. This is a whole entire lesson on how do you cultivate the fields that are around you so that you can achieve financial freedom. As an entrepreneur, you're going to be planting seeds. In other words, you'll be advertising and you'll be talking to people and you'll be doing word of mouth. You'll be communicating with the world and letting the world know you're in business and you have products that you're willing to promote, products that are really important to you, that you love. And therefore you're going to go out and do what the entrepreneur does. And this is the thing that that beginners have a hard time understanding. They don't get that there's selling involved. And network marketing downplays this a lot. They say you don't have to sell. You just share this with your friends and your products, and you don't have to sell at all. And I'm going to tell you that that's a euphemistic or a very nice way of selling, selling to share. But the bottom line is, I want you to you sell what you believe in. You may not call it selling, but when you believe in something, it exudes from you and you sell automatically and effortlessly. You don't have to try. You just have to talk. And when you talk about it, people can sense your enthusiasm and your belief and your dedication. And some people will want part of that, and some people won't. Frankly, most people won't. But the bottom line is, this is an image that I've covered in a previous session, but I'm going to cover it again because the artwork is now done, and this is the artwork that will be released not at this convention, but in a few months later, where I will be teaching you exactly how to build your business, and I'm doing it right now, so you don't need a book to go with it. Anyway, there are three fields around you. Just look around you right now. What are the three fields that surround you? There's a field that's close to you, that's around you, and as you see in the center of this image right here, there's what we call that hot field, with the hot people that is made up of people who know you and you know them. We call it hot because it's made up of your family and friends and close associates, because there's a lot of trust there. People trust you. They know you. If they know you and like you, then they'll trust you. And you see on the right-hand side, the word trust in the middle of the box there is trust. And then as you go further into the second field or the second square around there, it's low trust. And the final one is no trust. There's no trust for a total brand new customer for a business that they don't have any experience with. Trust is extremely low or none. And then towards you and around you, there's a lot of trust because people know you. And this is where word of mouth comes into play. Does your word of mouth count? Do people listen to you? Do you have a word of mouth? When you say this is a product I like, do they listen? They may not buy it, but do they at least respect your opinion? And of course, in my case, I think my friends respect my opinion. And therefore, there's trust there. And the thing that I want to do on the left-hand side of that center square is to notify them. Now, as this is drawn out, from a blank piece of paper all the way out to this final picture you see here, as you draw out the squares, the circles, or I'm sorry, the fields that are around you, it is a lesson that builds upon itself. What you're seeing here is the final completed lesson with all of the parts of it added. But you'll be adding these piece by piece, and you'll be adding it in a video, which I'm gonna share with you what the videos are going to look like. Let me change the video here. Let me change my my screen. Hold on just a second. And let's see. Back to technology again, huh? Let's see. No, don't want to do that. So I'm going to stop presenting that, and what I'm obviously trying to describe to you is how you build up the image. So the very first, you'll draw a frowny face in the bottom left-hand corner and a smiley face in the top right-hand corner, and that's how you build the first lessons that we teach on how to have personal mindset. When it comes into the money side, then I'm going to ask you to draw a little stick figure in the very center of the page, and then draw 3 squares around that represent the 3 fields that are around you. The first field is I call it the hot field, which is where people know you and like you. And the second one is a warm field, where people you meet on a daily basis. You bump into them, you don't know them, but when you shake their hand, you're warming up that relationship. When you're doing social media and you're doing some online stuff through Facebook, etc., and obviously that's good too. So the bottom line is you build this step by step from a blank piece of paper to a completely filled out piece of paper, as I was just showing you. It teaches the lessons gradually, and as you learn them, you go, oh, okay, yeah, there are some people around me I know, and there's some people around me that I'm going to bump into, and then there's some people around me I don't know that are going to be part of what I call the cold market, and they're going to be customers, total strangers that want to spend money, and they don't trust me, but they hope that the product I say will work. So these 3 fields are where we plant the fields and plant the seeds, and there's cultivation that needs to go on. There's a way that you prepare these fields so that when you plant the seeds has a greater chance of growing, right? So the very first lesson that we learn in the money side is how to cultivate and prepare the fields. Now I'm going to show you a video right now that consists of how the first lesson that we talked about at the very beginning of our call, Aspire, how it is all laid out. And eventually you'll just be showing this video to people. But let me share this with you right now. And here we go. Oh, whoops, I did the wrong one. So, sorry. Okay, I want to do a different one. Hold on just a second. There we go. This is it. And I think you'll enjoy this. This is how you would draw the beginning graph of the dreams you have for yourself. You draw a frowny face, and then you draw a smiley face. This is going from where you are to where you want to be. Put in the day's date, and then put 5 years in the future, the date there. And then what things do you want to add to your life in the future? You want to add more love? You want to add more free time? You want to add more health? That's the symbol of the body, which is health. And then you want to add money, of course. And you're going to ask your student, exactly how they would like their ideal lifestyle. What things would they like to add in the blank spaces up there to the top left? And now, what would they like to remove from their life? Most people don't have as much love as they'd like. And it's not that they, want to remove it. They want to remove the stress and the frustration and the overwhelm. They want the stress and the debt. Those are all the things they'd like to remove. And most people are stuck in this box that boxes them in. It's a darker place. then that upper right-hand smiley image. Now, why do you want this? You want to write down 3 reasons why you want this. And as you go from the lower frowny face to the upper smiley face, the goal is for you to reach that as quickly as possible. Now, this tree down below represents a story that I'm going to tell you in a second. What you're trying to do is to feel the ideal, what your ideal lifestyle is like. I want you to feel it, be there, experience what it's like in your imagination, to aspire in detail what you really want and to experience it. This is your story. This is your life. This is what it's like. Now, the image of the gentleman underneath the tree there is a story of, it's called the wish fulfilling tree. And you might have heard me tell this story before, but it's a story I want you to learn so you can share it with other people. A farmer, a single man, is going to town to get some seed and some supplies for his farm. He stops on a hot day underneath the tree, not knowing that it's the wish-fulfilling tree, a magic tree. And as he stands under there and imagines or thinks about how it would be to have a cool, cold glass of water, you see, wouldn't it be nice if I had a cold glass of water? It immediately appears in his hand because he was underneath the wish-fulfilling tree. And he drinks it and he's amazed. And he says, wow, I wonder if it'd be nice to have some food. And immediately a banquet appears and he enjoys it. And he, in the process of imagining, imagines what it'd be like to have that wife he's always wanted and that family that could help him with the farm. And immediately they appear. And it's amazing to him. And then he begins to worry. And he says, I wonder if a man-eating tiger might come out of the forest and eat me up. And immediately, a man-eating tiger came out of the forest and ate him up because he had forgotten he was standing underneath the wish-fulfilling tree. Now, that's a shocking story, but it's absolutely true that whatever you think becomes real. Thoughts are things. Thoughts grow into things. Thoughts become things. If you think negative things, they grow into a negative crop. If you plant weeds in your brain, it strangles the good thoughts, the good seeds you plant there. You can't think negative thoughts and have a positive life. So I want to say it in a different way. Think positive thoughts. Don't dwell on anything negative. Focus only on the positive, only on the ideal, and feel it. Feel the ideal. And that's why I changed the frowny face to a smiley face. In the middle of your frustrations and challenges, you still need to smile. Even though you don't have enough love, you can imagine having more of it. You don't have enough time, but you can imagine having free time. You don't have enough health, but you can imagine free and better health. You may not have enough money. You might be overwhelmed with debt, but don't think about that. Think about the future and the way you want that greater life to be, with more wealth and more money and more health and more time. That's what you need to think of. And you think about that in the middle of your box, and eventually you can get out of that box and move towards what you really, 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 really want. So this little video that I showed you is 2.5 minutes long. There's going to be a video like this for every single one of the illustrations in the book. For now, I'm going to go out of this and go back to the other illustration we had. And so I'm stopping this, and let's go back to, yeah, that was a text from my assistant Brenda, who was watching this at the same time, and she says that was an awesome video, and it really is an awesome video. Anyway, the whole book's going to be like that. But anyway, the company that we have called RX, it has these images that I'm sharing with you right now that'll have videos attached to them, so you can build the videos up at a piece at a time. I'm going to finish our conversation right now talking about this image right here. Remember, this is the complete image. There's no video attached to this one yet. That will be a couple of weeks before that video is finished. But eventually, it'll be built up a step at a time, like the previous video I just showed you. You'll put a stick figure in the center, and if you're a woman, you'll probably add some longer hair to that stick figure. You'll draw these 3 fields around you, and then you'll start adding pieces to it. The first thing you'll do is you'll write the word hot, because these are hot people in your friendly relationships, and some of them will trust you enough to be part of your business. Some of them won't, but they still will be your friends, and you don't want to do things that would violate that friendship. That's what this cultivating is all about. You've got to cultivate these friendships and these relationships with people. You cultivate, and that means you don't destroy them, and you don't kill them, and you don't pour gasoline on it. You don't do things that would violate that relationship. You build that relationship, you grow that relationship, you cultivate that relationship, you befriend people, you become a better friend, not a worse friend, become a better family member, not a worse family member. You literally have a hot series of people around you. There's 100 to 200 people around you who are ready to hear your message right now. And what you need to know is that most of them will not be part of your business. Well, they're your friends. Why shouldn't they join? Because they are already doing something else, because they're not interested in your product, because they don't have the money for it. Maybe they have one of those 4 things that you might not have in your Aspire, the frowny face life. They don't have, the relationships aren't good. They're overwhelmed. They don't have enough time. They don't have enough health. They don't have enough money. And those are the 4 excuses they're going to give you every single time. You say, why don't you join my network marketing business? And they'll, of course, don't ever say it that way, by the way. When you introduce the products you're sharing, and they say, what's this? And you say, it's a company I've joined, and I love the products. And they say, well, what is it involved? And you say, it's involved in network marketing. They say, I don't think I want to do that, because they're going to form certain beliefs. Then they've already formed those beliefs, and that you have to literally transform those beliefs through a softened approach, not a hardened approach. And the softened approach is basically they're going to tell you one of the 4 reasons why they're not going to join your company. And they say, well, I don't have enough money. Well, do you want more money in your life? Yeah. Well, you're never going to have more money in your life unless you invest money now and grow that investment into an abundant crop. You get that? So you have to invest some money, period, or you'll always be broke, period. So find something you can invest in. Learn how to invest, learn how to grow it, and which is what I'm teaching you here. I'm teaching how to grow it. But people will throw up these objections to you. I don't have enough money. Well, who does? You have to grow a crop. Number 2, I don't have enough free time. Well, when do you expect to get some? Is it going to just drop on your lap one of these days? You have to invest some time every day to squeeze in to that busy, already overcrowded life, some investment of time so that you can grow a crop of financial freedom and time freedom. I don't know enough people. I don't know anybody I'd want to share this with. They're going to tell you they don't have enough friends. The relationships aren't good enough. Duh. Everybody has enough people. You don't need more than 4 or 5. And you're going to find those 4 or 5 amongst these 3 fields. Well, maybe more than 4 or 5. Maybe you have 1 a month. But the bottom line is, over a year's period of time, you're going to have 5 to 12 customers. That's not that big of a deal. Those 5 to 12 customers could eventually grow into streams of income that would take your breath away. Wouldn't you like to learn how to find those customers one at a time? Nod your head. Yes, I would. So the hot field around you is people who trust you more. So don't violate that trust. you need to notify them, and that's what the word to the left there is. So notifying them that you're on your way and you're going to build a business and you're going to do it this time. You're going to make it happen this time. They might say they're not involved, they're not interested in being involved with you at this point, but what you'll say to them if you're talking to them verbally is, just watch, I'm going to grow this, and as I grow it, and as I really discover how this works, I'm going to come back and let you know. And who knows, you might be interested at that time. So you planted another seed, you don't bug them about it, you just move on. You got a lot of people to notify. You got 100 to 200 people. You can notify them on Facebook. You can notify them on your email. You can notify them on a phone call. You can notify them when you see them at church. You can notify them when you say you notify. You just let people know. Just let you know. I'm not asking for you to be part of the business, but I thought I'd let you know. And you're going to say in a confident way, I'm going to build this business. Yeah. The second field around that is the warm field, and that's made up of social media and face-to-face contacts. Low trust, but you can build it up, and you drip. In other words, you'll drip on them. You'll let them know through constant communication over a period of a year, maybe 3 or 4 times that year. You'll send them an email. You'll drop us a letter in the mail. You make a phone call to them. The easiest way to drip is to send an email, and sometimes they open them, sometimes they don't. Bottom line is they read the email. It's an email that's not promoting any product. Maybe it's a message that you want to share with them, or an article in a newspaper you saw that you really liked, that you thought they might enjoy. You're just going to drip. Because if you don't drip, somebody else is going to drip on them. What? Somebody else is going to... They're being dripped on every day by thousands of people. They're being approached 1,000 times in 1,000 different media every single day, and that's why it's hard to get through. But every once in a while, you'll find that the 1,000 people you meet this year, and all the meetings you go to, and all the seminars you attend, all the sporting events you go to, all the church meetings you go to, all the parties, etc., you're going to meet about 1,000 people. Probably shake 1,000 hands. Did you get their card? Did you tell them that you're going to send them something? Did you send them something? You let them know that you're actually a kind of a person that's going to follow up with a business card that was given to you. And then over that year, of those 1,000 people, 50 of those people are going to be seeking for a product or an opportunity exactly like the one you're sharing. They may not want it now, but as you drip on them over the next year, some of them, 50% of them, 5% of them, 50, are going to say, I'm looking for something like this. It's going to show up on their email at exactly the moment they made the decision. Maybe. I'm looking for something. And then ding, the email comes, and my gosh, this might be an answer to prayer. Holy smokes, let's check this out. And they give you a call, and maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. Point is, wouldn't you like to have 50 people calling you every year? Or maybe of all those 50 who are looking, maybe all 50 of those people don't call you. Maybe only 5 of them call you, or 6 or 7. But what if only one of those people, or 2, actually joined your business? Didn't join as a full customer, a full member, but as just as a customer, because they saw you on Facebook and they saw your face getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and they saw you were getting happier and happier and happier, and they're saying, I want what that person has. So what if just 1 or 2 people a year? Yeah, see, you need one a month. So there's a few of the 1s or 2s or 3s you're looking for. And now what about the cold market? Well, this is where you're going to advertise. And yep, you're going to put some advertising in Facebook and maybe Google, maybe YouTube. You're going to advertise to cold people who are seeking for a solution, and you got it. You got the solution. You got the solution to more love, more time, more health, and more money. You have the solution to that. And anybody who's seeking any one of those 4, you have the solution. That's a powerful product in the various different products that we have. So You can do free publicity, and so you'll get on media and let people know. You can do some paid advertising. There's not a lot of trust for people in this realm, and therefore you have to warm them up. And you bring them from no trust to low trust to trust. Give what? As you're advertising, the best way to get a lead or someone who's interested is to give them something. So give them a special report. Give them a copy of the ebook that I'm going to be marketing here. It's going to be really inexpensive, easy for you to give a copy, or give a copy to anything. I'm not saying I'm not promoting my book specifically. Oh yes, I am. But the bottom line is give stuff. When we were marketing our real estate seminars, heavy around the United States, we'd give away copies of my books for free, physical copies mailed right to people's houses, so that they would actually go read the book. So this is a marketing approach that generated millions of dollars for the seminars we did. I'm saying you're going to have to spend some money to advertise, and you're going to have to spend some money on some gifts you're going to give away, and it warms them up, trust me. And then they'll read the book and they might say, this is good. I like it. This is interesting. You could always give them a copy of the chapter out of Multiple Streams of Income that talks about network marketing if you want to. Photocopy that, or somehow or other I can get you a digital copy of it, which I'd be happy to let you give away to anybody you want. Bottom line is give something. And the formal process at the very bottom, there's 3 words at the bottom of the chart there. Network equals your net worth, or your network equals your value. The more value you have there, the more people love you, the more value you have. And the more they trust you, the more they will willing to do what you ask them to do, because you're not going to violate that trust. Net worthing is when you are building up this relationship with people. And educating is what you do to a cold contact. Only 3% of the people are looking for a specific product right now. So 97% of the people are not actually actively looking and seeking, Googling right this very moment. The other 97% of people who are not actively looking, really wanting to buy something, the other 97% of them need to be educated about why they should be buying and should be wanting what you have. I'll be teaching you more about this theory on the 4th lesson here, but the bottom line is of this laying out of this lesson, you can draw all the straight lines in here. You can draw the crops. You can draw the words. There's not anything you couldn't draw right here. And as you build it up, as you teach your team and learn how to do this, it won't take you much to learn it, and it'll be fun to do. And the team will come away. Trust me, what will happen is you teach this to somebody, they'll come away understanding it. And they'll understand it in a way they have never understood it before. And they'll go, I can do that. And that's what you want them to say. And the more complicated you make it and the harder you teach it, the more elaborate it is, the less they're going to say, I can do that. They're going to say, I need to learn that. I need to go study that. And the more they study it, the less likely they're going to do it. And so this is my way of making it simple enough to understand how to cultivate a crop, okay? Well, there are 4 circles underneath the stick figure there, actually 5. The stick figure is standing in one, and that's your business center 001. That's the beginning of your business. The income streams flow up to you, and if you get 4 paying monthly customers, your product can be free. You'll earn enough to make your product free. So who are those 4 customers going to be? Amongst the 3 fields that I just shared with you are 4 customers. Some customers in the cold world are desperately looking for a solution to health, wealth, time, and money, and love. They want solutions, and they're how do you get yourselves together? You can probably advertise and find 1 or 2 to fill up those circles. What I want you to do is to write the names of 4 people that you think ought to go in those circles. Now, they may not join, but remember, this is prime real estate. You know what that means? As you grow and build your business, and as those legs continue to grow, as one of the ways we make money in RX, there are there are many other powerful ways, but these are just one of the ways. We can go wide, we can go deep, we can have bonuses, we can have matching, everything. It's incredible. This is the simple way of describing it. Those 4 people are in prime real estate. And as you grow, you have to build through them. And therefore, you're going to be building part of their business for them. And suppose you max out both of those legs. Those 4 people, if they don't do anything, are going to be extremely well positioned to grow a business, because you're going to do a lot of it. And by the way, the person above you is going to do that for you too. So this is powerful. It doesn't happen that way every time, but I'm trying to say, generally speaking, there is a benefit from that. Of course, if your upline abandons you and you're an orphan, then that, of course, can be a problem. But it happens a lot. But the bottom line is, you're not going to do that. You're going to stay, and you're going to build, and you're going to grow, and you're going to make those people happy, right? Those 4 people are going to put a smile on their faces. So I want you to put the names of 4 people in there and say, those are the 4 people. Eventually, I'm going to have 4 great names in there. I want my product to be free, and I want their product to be free, and off you go. Well, we've spent too much time on this. We'll be talking about next time. We're going to go into the parable of the sower, and then we're going to talk about the skills of how you actually nurture a crop, and then how you harvest it. That's been our lesson for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Wish you well. Sorry we messed up when it came to the last broadcast we had yesterday. This is the recorded version of it. Enjoy. Hope you took some notes. And those of you who are coming to the convention, I'll see you in 2 weeks from yesterday. See ya. Bye-bye.